And I was reading the other day, and something just caught my brain. I guess the Spirit's moving in me, and something that's really been weighing on my mind the past few days since I read it was um, Genesis chapter 2. I think it's in the later verses, let's say it's 20 through the rest of the chapter. It says that God called Adam to fall into a deep sleep. And when Adam awoke, God brought the woman to him. Now think about what that means, ladies. Did God say, "All right, woman, you're on your own now. Go out and find you somebody"? No. Did it mean uh, go looking as a woman, go looking? And notice that she didn't do anything but be created in order to be a part of Adam. Because she was from Adam. She was from his rib. Doesn't mean have a haughty attitude. Doesn't mean go out and be proud that you are the prize. Because you're not a trophy. God said, I will create a help meet for Adam. That means you're supposed to be useful. So if you're trying to hook up with a guy that has a lot of money and he's very successful and you're not working on yourself spiritually, you're not doing anything that you're supposed to do, you're just sitting up waiting for God to give you something that you haven't prepared for. If you're not prepared for your mate, will God bring him to you? So I'm just asking this question because she didn't have to do anything. That's my point. She didn't have to do anything but be made. And God prepared her. God prepared her. So a woman that is busy in the things of God, and not because for her own glory, but for God's glory. Because that's what a heavenly marriage does. It glorifies God, not each other, not the world, not Instagram posts, not YouTube videos. It glorifies God. All right. And what did Adam do? He said, that's my woman. God brought her to me. That is my woman. She is bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. That's powerful. When you're brought to your mate and he says, that's her, that's the one, show humility and gratitude to God and to your future mate. Because let me tell you something. Men nowadays, I've always believed this too. I've always believed that men know when they meet their soulmate. I believe that God puts it in them to know who she is. Because he will recognize her. He will see himself in her, in other words. Bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. So think about that next time you're dating someone and things aren't just going right. And you're like, man, no matter how hard I work at this relationship, and I'm talking about ladies, thinking this, no matter how hard I work at this relationship, anything I do is not good enough for him. You're not for him. Bye. See you later. You're not for him. And he knows it. Maybe you have a benefit of that you're giving out that he likes. Okay, first of all, that's messed up. He should be more honorable than that and say, I'm sorry this isn't working out. And if you're not listening to what he's saying, maybe you need to spend more time with God. Because men will call out to his mate, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. I see me in her eyes. Well, all right now. I feel the fiery darts of Satan already trying to attack me, because that reminds him right before in Genesis chapter 2, that was right before the fall of man. and you have a perfect man and a perfect woman in a perfect existence. And let me tell you something. I don't believe that it has changed throughout the course of human history. God is to yesterday, today, and forever. God doesn't change his mind unless once he makes a promise, it's a promise. And he's going to fulfill his promise. He's going to keep his promise. And he gave the woman to the man. He brought, not the other way around, lady. It's not the other way around. You don't go to him. On your own. You wait for God. You wait for God. And when you do that, you're asking for a blessing and asking to receive it. And then in the meantime, while you're waiting for your blessing, why don't you ask for wisdom, and when you get your blessing, that you stay with God no matter what and grow in the blessing. That's why women are compared to fruitful vines. All right. Y'all have a great day.